welcome back. Let's discuss bug bounty a little bit. We mentioned it in the previous video, but what exactly is it? There is one thing that we know. It has nothing to do with the real bugs. Bug bounty or hunting for bugs is mostly referred as discovering vulnerabilities in a web page. Now, you can hunt for bugs in applications and other type of programs, but usually when someone says bug hunting or bug bounty, it's referred to as a website bug or a vulnerability. Now, these vulnerabilities can be anything from password vulnerabilities. Maybe they are not encrypted well and the attacker can easily break them. Or perhaps there is a database vulnerability and the attacker can extract all of the information from the database, including usernames, passwords, emails, and other personal information that shouldn't be public. Some vulnerabilities can also target not only websites, but client devices as well. By this, I mean that there are vulnerabilities that could also be dangerous for the client that visits a vulnerable web page. But don't worry, all of this is something that we will talk about in the course, and we will explain how all of these attacks work. For now, it's important that we mention what do we need before we even start hacking. So the first thing that we want to do is to create a virtual environment. And this is something that we mentioned in the previous video. We want to create a virtual machine that we will use for hacking. This will be our own personal machine that we're strictly going to use to run different tools and perform different attacks. But we will also be installing vulnerable virtual machines that are running a web page that we can attack and that we can practice on. Why, you might be asking? Well, we can't just target any website without permission. That is why we're going to create our own machine with a website that we can attack as much as we want. Second thing that we must get used to is Kali Linux. Now, Kali Linux is an operating system the penetration testers use. You probably already know it, but we're going to use it inside of this course. It is a Linux-based operating system that comes with a bunch of useful tools that a hacker needs. Out of all of that, the most important thing for us to learn is to introduce ourselves with basic command line usage inside of Linux. Don't worry, it will be nothing too advanced, we just want to cover the basics. And the last but not least, we need some basic website structure knowledge. We need to understand the basics of website development, just so we can understand the attacks better. For this, we need to know what different programming languages in web development are used for, and we need to recognize them. So we will briefly cover HTML, JavaScript, PHP, and SQL. Why do we need to cover this? Well, most of these attacks are based on injecting code from these programming languages. But let's not confuse ourselves right now, we will talk about that when the time comes. Right now, I want to show you a quick little bug that is easy to perform, yet it's still considered a small vulnerability. Just so I can give you an insight on how easy can it be to sometimes discover a bug. So here I am on a web page that I'm running inside of my local network, and we can see that this web page right here performs a simple task. It asks us to enter the background color that we would like to see. Whatever color we enter, the background will change color. So for example, if I type red and set background color, nothing will change because it tells us to enter the color in this format. And it even gives us an example. Now this is not important for us, so let's just copy the example for the red color and let's paste it right here. If we set background color, wow, it changes to red. But is this the only thing that this web page can perform? What if we, for example, try to inject HTML code inside of this input right here? Well, let's give it a try. The most simple HTML code that we can enter is h1, which stands for header size 1, and then test. And then we close the tags for the header. Don't worry if you don't know this, we will cover this as well. And if I set background color, it tells me the current background color is test. Just by looking at this, I can already tell that this is a bug in this web page. You might not be able to tell it right now, but by the end of the course, recognizing these bugs will become second nature for you. So, what did I notice here? Well, we typed some text in the size of a header 1, and it seems that this website or web page executed it. It read it as an HTML code, and it printed our text in size of header 1. Even if we try to, for example, underline by using U inside of the HTML tags and using header 1 and then typing test again, then we close header 1 and close underline tags. We click set background color. Well, now we got our text written in size header 1 and also underlined. And this is called HTML injection. This is a bug where the web page allows you to input HTML code in some user input field, which in this case is this background color field, and the web page will process it as HTML code. So we can conclude that this user input is not filtered well. If this is too overwhelming for now, don't worry, we will explain all of this in details later in the course. I just wanted to show you a cool little bug that is so easy to find, yet it is discoverable in so many websites that are currently online. Now, enough of talking. Now that we explained bug bounty a little bit, let's get straight into setting up our virtual environment. See you in the next video.